Republican gubernatorial candidates are giving their endorsements to candidates in the spring election. How this trend could affect local government going forward.
Also, we are live at the polls covering some of the big races in our area. Some of the things to know if you haven't already cast your ballot.
And charges are filed in the downtown Madison homicide right outside of the Dane County Jail. Thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 Now at 6. Charlotte is off this week. Time is running out if you want to cast your ballot in this year's spring election.
Now we're just about 2 hours until the polls close. They open at 7 this morning, stay open until 8 tonight. Now, historically, turnout for the spring election is usually low, about 25%. These elections focus on local seats like school board and mayoral races. There are no statewide races. And despite this, one of the most visible Republicans now running for governor has been picking candidates to endorse in this election all across Wisconsin.
Rebecca Clayfish has made getting involved in local elections a signature of her campaign, as our Naomi Coles explains. Naomi?
These races for things like your local mayors or school and county boards are traditionally supposed to be disconnected from party politics. These people make decisions about your roads or your kids' academic programs, but in the last couple years, these roles have gotten a lot more political.
Parents are fed up, and we're taking back control.
That's Republican candidate for governor Rebecca Clayfish on Fox News this morning. She's made more than 100 endorsements in school board and local races across Wisconsin this cycle, in what's traditionally a nonpartisan election.
Democrats have done this for years, Ainsley, and it's only now that Republicans are getting involved and taking back control at the local level that they're crying about it. You know what? Call the wambulance.
Clayfish's claims aside, Democratic Governor Tony Evers hasn't made endorsements in the spring elections, and his campaign says he generally hasn't in the past. But Clayfish isn't alone. Primary opponent Kevin Nicholson has endorsed in the Milwaukee mayor's race and a handful of others.
That's not how it works in local government.
UW-Oshkosh Associate Professor Mike Ford has studied local government for years. A trend of local nonpartisan races getting caught up in party politics has picked up steam in the pandemic nationwide.
It's really unfortunate that that's starting to bleed in to the local level. Because it's taking, again, a job that's difficult enough, being a school board member, managing the superintendent, et cetera, and it's inviting this new point of conflict in a way that we have not really seen historically.
It's not all bad. It can push more people to actually vote or run for office.
You know, historically, 40% of school board races in the United States are uncontested. That makes accountability really, really hard.
But the danger is how party politics change the most fundamental part of the local governing job.
When you see a candidate that is explicitly endorsed by a national political figure, at the very least, you should ask why.
I'll put a link later to her endorsements online, and you can find our coverage of results in all your local contested elections online at channel3000.com.
Naomi, thank you. Many of those small races, of course, mean a lot to the people running in them, but it's not driving a ton of people to the polls. Madison City Clerk says turnout has been quite low at around just 14% at 4 o'clock, and may have at least one additional explanation. Political reporter Will Keneally joins us live to explain. Will?
That's right. So it's been a slow trickle here at the Madison Municipal Building. City Clerk Mary Beth Witzel-Bell says this could be due to a decline in absentee votes. So those can be opened throughout the day and tallied earlier. We may see a little bit of a more higher turnout as people show up to vote after work. She says it's been a smooth election so far, with just a few questions stemming from a recent rule change.
It's been a while since we've had an election, so it's good that poll workers call to verify what's the current procedure for this process that we're working on right now.
So what's different about this election is that the state Supreme Court says that voters can only return their own ballots. You can't return a ballot for somebody else. This means some extra instructions for voters. She said that if in one instance a voter who didn't want close contact with poll workers was able to toss a ballot to the poll workers, that's because her husband wouldn't be able to return it for her. As a reminder, please check your polling place before you go out to vote. If you're doing so later tonight, it may have changed with redistricting. So you can check it at myvote.wi.gov or by calling your municipal clerk. And again, polls will remain open until 8 p.m. tonight.
Will Keneally reporting live. Will, thank you. And one of the first things to find out is where you're voting today, as Will was just saying, because of redistricting, a lot of polling places have changed. You can check where you're supposed to vote by going to myvote.wi.gov. Don't forget to bring an ID like a Wisconsin driver's license. Other accepted forms of identification include a military-issued ID, an ID from a federally recognized tribe in Wisconsin, or a student ID from an accredited Wisconsin university or college. Also, remember, you cannot use a ballot drop box in this election. If you have an absentee ballot, you will need to drop it off at the polling place.
In addition to the school board races, there are many local races that are generating some interest among voters. 5 mayoral races in the area, 1 in Portage. There, incumbent Mayor Rick Dodd is being challenged by Mitchell Craig, the owner of Craig's Popcorn Corner. Both survived a February primary. There are also mayoral races in Stoughton, Reedsburg, Boscobel, and Lancaster. And for the best election coverage and results, stick with News 3 Now. We'll be covering about 150 races today, from school boards to referenda, mayoral challenges. Results will start coming in shortly after the polls close at 8. Be sure to keep an eye on our Channel 3000 News app and tune into News 3 Now at 10 for all of your election results.
Let's get a check on your certified most accurate forecast now with meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
It is still cloudy outside and starting to become a little more breezy for us just in the last hour. Our wind speeds picking up out here on the patio. It's dry in Madison, but notice off to the west, our western counties picking up some steady showers just in the last 2 hours, building into Grant County, Iowa County, now the edge of Sauk County, just outside of the Dells. In the last 24 hours, it has been dry throughout most of the area, but again, you can see where that rain's starting to build in off to the west, and that's going to lead to some measurable accumulation for us overnight. 48 currently in Madison, 50 in Janesville, as well as Lone Rock, with our wind speeds in the mid to upper teens. We've seen wind gusts get close to 30 miles per hour. This all coming in from the southeast, and it's going to be a bit breezy for us overnight and heading into Wednesday. For Wednesday, plan on some showers early in the day and another chance for showers and thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening. Temperatures will be close to 50, and the rest of the work week also looks a little soggy and a little cool outside. We'll take a closer look at when the rain might start to come to an end for us in just a few minutes.
Dana, thank you. Court papers say a mother was waiting to pick up her son from jail and saw the moment when someone shot and killed him. 2 suspects in last Wednesday's deadly shooting are now officially charged. Brady Mallory has new details that give us a better idea of what happened here. Brady?
Well, 20-year-old Damone Cummins made his first court appearance today. He and 25-year-old Amon Galtney are accused of killing 32-year-old Dwayne Collins Jr. It appears someone shot Collins multiple times as he was leaving the jail. Court papers claim Cummins was the shooter. And that complaint reveals that cameras at the City County building and the Dane County Jail capture the shooting and then the moments after. One of the shots hit Collins in the throat and then went through his neck. Collins' mother was waiting in her car to pick up her son and then saw the shooting. Cummins allegedly got back into an SUV driven by Galtney, and then the pair drove away. Cummins faces multiple charges, including first-degree intentional homicide. Galtney's charges include first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime. Cummins' bond is set at $1 million.
Brady, thank you. Police in Racine believe a 16-year-old was shot last month as a result of mistaken identity. The teen survived, but is still in the hospital recovering from multiple gunshots. Police say Tamarian Moss and his young cousins were walking back from the store when a car pulled up. At least 2 people got out and started shooting. Investigators believe 18-year-old Xavier Jackson shot Moss in retaliation for the death of Eugene Henderson, a 14-year-old shot and killed in Racine last month, but Moss had nothing to do with Henderson's death.
Just to know that people are out there on the streets, young people with these guns and things going around, doing what they do, and then when they find out it's not who they intended it to be for, that's when you start worrying.
Now, Jackson is being held on a $250,000 cash bond at the Racine County Jail. He's due back in court next week.
State officials have come up with a list of recommendations on how to respond to the opioid epidemic in Wisconsin. Today, they held a series of listening sessions and heard from those who have struggled with addiction. The state is due to receive more than $400 million in funding from the settlement of a multi-state lawsuit against 4 pharmaceutical companies. Wisconsin DHS says the state needs more places for people to get treatment. Coming up at 6, if you have any unpaid utility bills from this winter, you could lose your heating and electricity soon. What utility companies want you to know.
Plus, a homeless shelter gets a generous gift, how they're helping people get their life back on track.
When we bought this house, we knew we wanted our backyard to shine. And Menards' huge selection helped us achieve that. They had everything we needed for those summer grill outs. Plenty of seating for entertaining all our friends. Fire pits for cozying up. And bistros for when it's just us. Our backyard is the place to be. And we have Menards to thank for that. Right now, get this 3-piece bistro set for just $2.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards. You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
That was funny. Yeah. That's a sick bike.
Boys,
Miss Sanderson?
see you Monday.
No way.
Welcome back. SSM Health St. Clair Hospital in Baraboo donating $50,000 to the Baraboo Homeless Shelter. That building is a former memory care facility with 9 bedrooms and space for about 30 guests. It's been open for about 15 months. The shelter aims to be more than a bed and meal place, so they're working with each individual to discover and learn about the challenges that caused them to become homeless.
Everyone deserves a second chance to get their lives back on track and have a fulfilling life for themselves and their families. The homeless are as equally important as everyone else.
Well, each person can stay for up to 90 days while they get help finding resources, work, and housing, and the money will provide a down payment on the building to create affordable housing assistance and offset staff salary costs.
Utility officials say power shutoffs for unpaid bills will start again in Wisconsin on April 15th. The annual winter heating moratorium on disconnections runs from November 1st until April 15th. It prevents those behind on their utility bills from losing power during the coldest time of the year in Wisconsin. Customers who have fallen behind on payments are encouraged first to contact their utility to set up a payment plan. Still ahead, the world's largest trivia contest is coming back this week. Why this year, though, will be a bittersweet one.
Plus, as Wisconsin Severe Weather Awareness Week continues, how you can protect you and your loved ones when potentially deadly weather strikes. Plus, we could be in for a bit of rain and, yes, even still some snow for the rest of the week. Dana will have your complete forecast when we return.
Dylan, how's the cash situation with all the price increases?
Honestly, not that great.
Well, Slumberland can help. It's our biggest finance sales event of the year. Get this sectional for just $20 a month when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
Inflation has surged to a 40-year high. Democrats declared war on fossil fuels, so gasoline prices are at record levels. President Obama's chief economist says inflation is costing your family $4,000 a year. Why? Because Democrats are printing trillions of dollars to pay for their massive deficit spending. Inflation is the Democrats' tax on the middle class. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about rising prices just like you.
It's the Buy More, Save More sale at Steinhafels. Sofas, mattresses, bedrooms, dining rooms, and more. The more you buy, the more you save. Start with 35% off store-wide, and then take an extra $100, $200, or $300 off. And with Steinhafels special financing, you're going to save even more. Refresh your room and save during Steinhafels Buy More, Save More sale. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Did your or your neighbor's roof take a beating this season?
I'll call Feldco.
Right now, get 30% off a new roof from Feldco. Plus, no interest until 2023.
30% off Feldco Roofing ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We are all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the swimsuit that's the hit of the park, the dress that makes you walk with swagger, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Vera Bradley umbrella. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Oh, my back.
Hey, Dylan, need a mattress? Well, luckily, Slumberland has a big Sealy sale. Look what you can get for $20 a month. A Sealy Posturepedic mattress and a power base. And you'll pay no interest for 5 years at Slumberland Furniture.
When severe weather threatens, even seconds can save lives.
As part of Wisconsin Tornado and Severe Weather Awareness Week, Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti shows you how to protect yourself when the weather turns ugly.
If you find yourself in the path of dangerous storms, the actions you take may make the difference between being a survivor and being a statistic. The weather element you are most likely to encounter technically isn't classified as severe, and that's lightning. If the amount of time from when you see lightning until you hear its thunder is 30 seconds or less, seek shelter immediately. Then wait 30 minutes after the last time you hear thunder before resuming outside activities. To protect yourself from lightning, move indoors to an enclosed building, or outdoors, a car with a metal roof also offers good protection. If you can't get inside, get as far away as you can from tall trees, but don't stand out in the open or right next to any single tree. If you're in a group, spread out so that a single bolt isn't likely to affect everyone. Most people who die in flash floods drown in vehicles. It only takes about 2 feet of water to get a car to float. Once that happens, you're at the mercy of the flowing water. Never, ever drive into areas where water covers the road and you have any question as to its depth. If you come upon water covering the highway and you're unsure of its depth, then turn around and find another route. Tornadoes are the most dangerous type of severe weather, and how you protect yourself may make the difference between life and death. If you live in a well-built house or apartment building, go to the center part of your basement. Getting under a stairwell or some heavy furniture will offer you the best protection. If you don't have a basement, the rule of thumb is to get to the lowest floor and to put as many walls as possible between you and the outside. Often this will be a closet or bathroom at the center of the building. Wherever you decide is the best place to shelter, it's important that you have a way to protect your body. A bicycle helmet to protect your head and pillows and blankets to protect your body should be there, along with shoes or boots in case you have to walk through broken glass or wood. Make sure you have a battery-powered radio and cell phone with you, and check to make sure they are working and can receive a signal. Mobile homes and buildings of weak construction offer almost no protection from a tornado. Go to a storm shelter or sturdy nearby building, and don't wait until the storm is too close. If you're in a car during a tornado, you may not have very many good options. If there's no sturdy building nearby, you might need to use the car to protect yourself from flying debris. Tighten your seatbelt as tight as possible and get as low as possible in case the windows shatter when the glass breaks. You can get out of your car, try to find refuge in a ditch or culvert, but you won't have much other than your hands to protect yourself from flying debris. If you're not at home, you'll have to depend on your instincts or instruction of others. Tomorrow, Chris Reese will look at severe weather safety when you're away from home.
That's Gary. More rainy weather heading our way tonight. Here's Dana with your complete forecast.
The rain showers building back in for us right now. It is dry in Madison, but as we look at our western counties, we are starting to see those showers creep into parts of Richland County and Iowa County. Overall temperature is a little cooler outside. We're trending below average for our afternoon highs for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. By next week, though, it does get a little warmer for us. Overall, not a lot of sunshine expected for this work week. The light at the end of the tunnel right now is Saturday and Sunday. Again, those showers for our western counties really building in. Still dry in Madison, but the rain's going to continue to develop and push east over the next few hours. We've seen some lightning off to the west, and we still have the chance to have a few thunderstorms come through overnight as the system does build in. A quick warm front lifting over, but then that cold front follows through, dragging in the chance for some more showers and thunderstorms. This system moves through, and then we look at the possibility for a few more rounds of rain before the work week totally wraps up. These showers build into the Madison area right around 8-9 o'clock. We'll have heavier rainfall and some isolated thunderstorms for us overnight. Temperatures early Wednesday morning dropping down to about 40, and it looks like we'll have a break in the rain. The heavier showers overnight, a break in the late morning and early afternoon before our next round of showers does build in. And that round could also include a few thunderstorms in it for us for Wednesday afternoon. Now Thursday we're talking about more rain, but temperature-wise it's going to be cooler outside, so that rain might be mixed with some light snow early in the day. This is right around 8 o'clock. You can see temperatures in the mid to low 30s. So we'll have rain mixed with light snow early. That transitions over to all rain in the afternoon before wrapping up late in the day. So our precipitation totals for us for our overnight event and for that Wednesday into Thursday timeline push us close to about 1/2 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. Another opportunity for measurable rainfall. And at this point, we had a nice dry stretch yesterday, last night, and for the course of today. So that gave the ground an opportunity to really absorb any moisture lingering and before this next round builds in. Breezy tomorrow, wind speeds about 10 to 20 miles per hour with a chance for rain for us and possibly some isolated thunderstorms built in. High temperatures will be close to 50, will be close to 40 for afternoon highs on Thursday and Friday. So it's not going to be as comfortable outside as seeing the 50s, and certainly not as comfortable as what we have coming through for next week. Saturday and Sunday will be mostly sunny. Saturday will stay cool. Sunday we're close to 60, and we stay near 60 for next week. That's going to be a nice change of pace to talk about the 60s, but it's going to come along with more rain and the possibility for more thunderstorms for the middle of the week. I would keep the umbrella on hand because the 10-day just continuing to look pretty soggy even as we look ahead to the end of next week.
All right, Dana, thank you. It is the end of an era for the so-called world's largest trivia game. Every year, the student-run radio station 90 FM in Stevens Point hosts the 54-hour game, and for 34 years, Jim Oliva has been the man behind the questions. But many people know him as Oz. Now he's ready to write a new chapter. He's thankful for all of the kindness and support from the community. And while it's been a lot of work, he says it's all about having fun.
My girlfriend will say, "I can't believe it takes you that many hours to write just 3 hours of questions." I said, "Yeah, but you have to remember the downtime when we're laughing so hard. We're worried about wetting our pants. You know, it's just, you're laughing too hard."
Oz will spend his last year bustling around for the 54 hours of consecutive trivia with students before he passes his trivia pen to the next writer. Registration for this year's game is now open. The contest begins Friday at 6 p.m.
And coming up in sports, red hot at the plate. Wisconsin stayed locked in the batter's box over the weekend. Why they're calling it a parade of hits. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Create your perfect room for relaxing, entertaining, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate spring with our big Spring Thaw sale. We're talking about savings of 22%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 2 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board with our Spring Thaw sale. Save 22% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
This is Dave. He thought he'd save money by getting internet from one company and TV from, well, from multiple providers. You see, Dave and his wife watch live TV, Ella her favorite kid shows, and Henry loves sports. It was costing Dave a lot. So Dave switched to Spectrum. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $49.99 per month each. Call 833-841-4999. Spectrum Internet with speeds at 200 megabits includes a free modem and free online security software. And Spectrum TV with over 125 channels includes live local news and regional sports and up to 85,000 on-demand titles. Plus, with the free Spectrum TV app, everyone can stream on their devices anywhere. So now Dave has one bill, one provider, no contracts, and is saving a ton. Be like Dave. Switch to Spectrum Internet and TV from $49.99 per month each. Call 833-841-4999 or visit spectrum.com.
How do you use your
energy, fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need. At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Create your perfect room for relaxing, entertaining, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get up to $6,500 off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today. Patio Enclosures.
A local author teaches us how to find the good in 2 years of great challenges.
Josh Breiter shows why her new book is striking a chord with readers young and old.
And we are still tracking rain and snow chances throughout the end of this week. Join us tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
We know what Brad Davison has done on the court at Wisconsin. He's the program's all-time three-point leader and ranks in the top 10 in points, assists, and steals. But he's also been a standout away from the game. Davison was named a senior class first-team All-American and a finalist for the Senior Class Award for his work in the classroom and the community as well as on the court. The last Badger to win the award was Alondo Tucker in 2007. The Wisconsin softball team stayed red hot over the weekend against Indiana. The Badgers took 2 of 3, and a big part of that was the play in the batter's box. UW scored 17 runs on 26 hits against the Hoosiers, including blasting 6 home runs. This comes after a series in Iowa City where the Badgers scored 32 runs on 32 hits. And after 2 Big Ten series, it's safe to say this group is dialed in at the plate.
I feel like when one of us are on, we're all on. So I think it's just kind of like a parade of hitting, I would say. I think we're all just doing really well together, working together, pushing each other.
Just trying to have a quality at bat, but it's just so encouraging because you see somebody putting something together and then you're like, okay, now it's my turn. I'm going to put something together too, whether it's a base hit, whether it's getting hit by a pitch, whatever we can do for the team.
2 days away from their season opener against the Cubs, and the Brewers are already down a catcher. Major League Baseball has suspended Pedro Severino 80 games without pay for testing positive for PEDs. Severino was having a nice spring, batting .435 for the Crew. And 14 months ago, Tiger Woods was involved in a car crash that had him spend 3 months in a hospital bed. Today, he played 9 holes at Augusta, and tomorrow he's going to do the same thing to continue to test everything out. As of now, he plans to play in this week's Masters tournament and is scheduled to tee off at 9:34 Thursday morning. And yes, the 5-time Green Jacket winner thinks he can win.
We've worked hard to get to this point, to get to an opportunity to walk the grounds, test it out, and see if I can do this. It's been a tough year, and a lot of stuff that I had to deal with, and I don't wish on anyone, but here we are, and Masters week.
It's not the Masters without Tiger.
It's a remarkable recovery. I hope he makes it to the weekend at least. Yeah. That's on CBS. Dana, final check of the forecast.
The rain's building in for us. We'll have scattered showers overnight with the possibility of a few isolated thunderstorms. More rain for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Temperatures cool for the next few days, and then sun for the weekend.
All right, Dana, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great night, everybody. Hope to see you back here tonight at 10.